Hi friends, it's the Evolving Guys here, and today's video is a little different from things I've done before. It's more of an update on my collecting, and I want to talk about how this recent rise in price of alternate art cards of Sword and Shield has made it really hard on the average collector like myself, and probably like many of you, and I want to just use my own collection as an example of how out of reach many of these master sets from Sword and Shield are starting to get. So what you'll see in front of you here, this is actually how I keep track of what I need. I'm to the point now, I'm lucky in this way, I'm to the point now where all the cards I need for Sword and Shield is I can fit on this one piece of paper with 2 columns. And so I just keep it by set. So if I'll get it in focus here, I've updated these prices on May 3rd, 2024. I update the prices about once a month. I know, of course, I can check them more often online. But you can see here, for example, I need 3 cards from the Sword and Shield promo. I need the Charizard from Vivid Voltage, and I'm only looking at the non-staff card. For those of you who collect, know the staff card is like super expensive. And you can see here I marked that it's $44, and that's a change of $2. It's actually $2 cheaper than it was when I checked last month. I need the special delivery Pikachu. It's right now at $113. It's $4 cheaper than last month. And the special delivery Bidoof, which is now $259, $6 less. So that's how I keep track from month to month. Of course, I don't have the resources to put a dent in this very often, but it is interesting to track it month to month. So the big thing, as you've seen, if you're following the hobby, and there's lots of other YouTubers who have commented on this, the rise of alt art cards, some of them are getting bought out. I'm not an expert in the market in the way that many others are, so I defer to them and their expertise. But I wanted just to show you, so these are the cards. Thankfully, we have Sword and Shield base is complete, Rebel Clash is complete, Darkness Ablaze complete. Champion's Path, maybe not surprisingly, the only 2 cards we need are the 2 Charizard cards, which are the 2 most valuable cards. It's interesting, the Rainbow card, the Charizard VMAX Rainbow, actually went down $7 over the last month. But the full art card, the Charizard V, went up $21. So then I have in total, I need 2 cards to complete this set. They would cost me $357, and that's a change of $14 from last month. So that's sort of how I keep track of things and try to just whittle away at my list as I can. But you can see here, I'll come back to battle styles in a second. But we know that prices are going up, and here's Chilling Reign as a good example. We only need 9 cards, which might seem kind of good, but of course they're really all the alt arts, which are hard to pull and expensive to buy. And you can see that the price on some of them is somewhat stable. The Zeraora V only went up $1. The Galarian Articuno V went up $3. The Zapdos V went up $3. But you can see just in the last month, the Moltres went up another $48 to $172. The Blaziken went up $147 to $274. The Shadow Rider Calyrex, a little bit less, but still some increase. And altogether, these 9 cards that I need to finish my master set of Chilling Reign increased by $169 just in the last month since I checked these prices at the beginning of April. So that's really difficult if you're trying to complete master sets and you can only afford maybe to pick up a few cards a month, especially cards that cost this much. And then you see over the course of just a single month an increase of $169 to complete these master sets. Evolving Skies, of course, even worse. I still need 13 cards, and of course most of the cards I still need are the alt arts that are difficult to pull and more expensive to buy. And you can see up and down this list. The Leafeon V up $24, Glaceon $19, Espeon $29, Sylveon $20, Umbreon V. And then it gets worse. You come down here, the cards that everyone wants, right? The Moonbreon, the Umbreon VMAX Altart is up $235 just in the last month. The Rayquaza, although it was working down for a long time, now getting it at $250 where it was last month seems quaint because now it's up to $364. And I can't predict the future market. The hope is that some of these cards will come back down over time and maybe they become a little more affordable. It's going to be less and less likely to find packs of these sets. We still occasionally can find those. There was a good deal just yesterday to get some Fusion Strike packs from Amazon, which I'll show in a different video. So, you keep taking your chances that you might pull some of these, but of course that's unlikely. Fusion Strike, similar story, up $214 just in the last month to complete the set, the 5 cards we need. Again, of course, 4 of them are alt arts and 1 is a rainbow card, but the alt art up $8, up 15, up 67, and the Gengar now up to $341, which is an increase of $122 just in the last month. So this is sort of the disappointing or depressing part. Just if you're an average collector, you can see here for most of the sets, we just need a few cards. In some cases, like Astral Radiance, we just need a single card. It's, of course, the Machamp V Alt Art, never pulled it, and it's up $34 just in the last month. So altogether, when I made this list at the beginning of May, we needed 45 cards to complete the Sword and Shield block, all of our master sets. But just those 45 cards, if we were to purchase them at TCG Player market price in early May 2024, those 45 cards would cost $6,283, which is an increase of almost $1,500 just in the last month. So that's really what all this stuff does to the small buyer like myself or the small collector is, there's just no way. When I saw this, when I first updated this list, I just, in a sense, you kind of give up. Like, I'm not going to pay these prices for these cards. I'm going to focus my attention on master sets of Scarlet and Violet. And I'm going to hope that over time, these go back down. Of course, you can kick yourself for not purchasing them when they were lower, but you don't have that money sitting around and you have to approach your collection strategically. And so anyway, you can see I also break down the sets, what it would cost to complete these sets. That's part of the goal, or that is the goal, to complete these master sets. And one way to think about it, at least in my mind, is to say, well, what set can I complete for the least amount of money? Right now it's Astral Radiance. We just need the one card. It's $122 for that single card. But if we bought that card, we would complete that master set, which is a good feeling to have that complete binder. So anyway, this is our list for Sword and Shield. And so from here, I just wanted to talk about the cards I did pick up to add to our personal collection. So maybe out of some frustration and maybe some fear that prices are only going to keep going up, I tried to identify, well, what set are we closest to finishing where the prices haven't gone like absolutely nuts? And so if you look back at this list, I actually crossed them off. But Battle Styles here, we only needed 2 cards for Battle Styles. They're the two most expensive cards in the set, the 2 alt arts. I know there's more than 2 alt arts, but the 2 remaining alt arts that we needed, the Sleeping Tyranitar, which went up $30 in the last month to $120, and then the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which only went up $8, which is relatively little compared to all these other ones. And so I did some card hunting this weekend at some of our local card shops, and the Tyranitar V had come into one of the card shops, and I decided to pick it up in part because this is actually a lightly played version, so I got this card for about $80. Right now, the going rate for a near mint copy is $120, and so I kind of felt like holding out for the near mint or paying that extra premium for a near mint copy. I think I'd rather save the $40, have a pretty solid copy. He talked about how it's got a little bit of wear here on the edge, so it's definitely not a near mint copy, but it saved me $40, and now I can at least add it to my collection. And then this is a near mint copy. I got it for market price. It's a beautiful card. Both of these cards are very excited. It's not centered super amazingly, and part of me would like to hold out for a better card. But again, at this point, if you're buying these raw, it is near mint. It's not going to be gradable, but I don't plan on grading them. I just plan on adding them to my collection. So I'm happy to say, even with this discouraging news of how prices are going crazy for the alt arts, that we did add these last 2 cards, and I can say that Battle Styles is now a complete set. The other cards I picked up this weekend, the Mewtwo V-Star. This is one of the 3 cards that I needed for Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith has had pretty good pull rates, but I'm not opening it very much these days, and so I saw this. This was actually underpriced at the card shop. They hadn't updated their prices with all these, like, for these card shops that price things, by hand. And my card shop is nice that they honor the price that's on the card, and so I knew that this card had gone up. I got this for about $10 less than market price, but just because that's been the increase in the last month, and they hadn't updated it, but I like that they honor the original price on the card. So I got this for a little under $40, and market price for this is now almost $50. So I was felt like I got a deal. I got this at sort of the old price, and am able to add that to the collection. So like I said, I think I'm going to keep my eyes on these Sword and Shield cards, but I'm thinking that it's not going to be so likely I'm going to find good deals on them. And so I'm turning my attention to Scarlet and Violet before the prices have gone up for a lot of these cards. Although in some cases they have, like the Magikarp. Here's another example. The Magikarp from Paldea Evolve, we still need that. It went up $34 in the last month. So Scarlet and Violet is not immune to this. The Iono is pretty stable, which we still don't have. So we need a lot more cards. Here's our list of 151. Haven't opened a ton of 151, but we need quite a bit of it. Paradox Rift, we're going to do some stuff on other videos on the channel. I've got a booster box on the way that we're going to open to try to get that. Paldean Fates, I expect we'll still open a fair amount of that over the coming months and even years. It'll probably be readily available, and so the hope is that we can whittle down this list. And of course, if you're watching other videos on the channel, we're doing a Temporal Forces Master Set Challenge right now, so that needs to be updated. And we've got some other info on here that I use for my collection. But in any case, I did add some additional cards. I did buy the Iono Ultra Rare, so that is one we needed for the collection. Again, not too expensive, only about $25. And then I did, for 151, got a Giovanni's Charisma. This was $9. So I'm happy at this point to add some of those lower dollar cards, work my way from the bottom up price-wise. So I've got that in, and then I did pick up some shinies, some baby shinies that are all under $5, in some cases just a few dollars. You know, it's going to take a long time to get a master set of Paldean Fates, but just, you know, one card at a time, and kind of be patient, and hopefully this collection will come more to us. So anyway, that's my update today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about your experience with all this craziness with the alt arts. Again, going back here, you know, please, and tell me how you collect. Are you collecting master sets? Did you give up on master sets? How did you do with Sword and Shield? Did you try to collect master sets? Where do your master sets stand? I really love to hear. We just wanted to, with this channel, we're kind of sharing our collection journey. Because we're putting in the time and energy anyway, so why not share this, and maybe we can help others who are collecting see what we do, and maybe you guys, of course, can share what you do with us. And so anyway, thanks for watching. Check out the other videos on the channel, and we will talk to you soon.